Hi guys! I showed this little Lithops in another video that had never started rooting after I got it and then was dying back from the bottom here. And since it's not going to survive and I was going to throw it away, I decided how many chances do we get to actually cut into these guys and look. And it may be kind of jelly, who knows, but I thought why not do it on video and just see, because usually we don't want to chop into our babies. But since this guy's a goner already, I'll go ahead and perform an autopsy. Just gonna slice him right down the middle and we can see what's happening inside. Yep. All right. Oh my goodness. This is such a good example, you guys. Let's see if I can get this down a bit more. Okay. So, what I was saying is that it had died back in the other video, not on this video, in the other video where I was talking about this guy, that after it never recovered from shipping or whatever happened to it, and then never produced new roots, it just slowly started dying from the bottom up. And when they're planted in the soil like this, you really can't tell because they look pretty okay. You know, he was getting a little shriveled enough that I went, "What's going on with you?" and pulled him out. But in general, you can't tell for a long time on these guys. If they rot, you can tell really quickly. If they get certain kinds of fungal infections, you can tell really quickly. But if they're just genuinely dying and shriveling up, like from root damage, you really a lot of times don't know from the top for quite a long time. This guy has been in my possession for at least 4 months, and obviously didn't produce. This is exactly what his roots looked like when I got him. I had trimmed them and babied them, and it just didn't matter. He wasn't going to recover for whatever reason. So anyways, you can see back to the inside here, these little dark things right here are the little babies that would have formed into a new set of leaves. So on both sides you can see this is where the new set of leaves would have continued to grow had this guy had nutrients to provide him with, but it didn't. And so all the way up is just shriveling, and this outer layer just holds water forever. Now the whole inside is hollow. I'm gonna shave. I didn't get it quite down the middle here. I want to see if this window will show up any better for me. I'm gonna get a flashlight and see if we can light this guy up and observe a little bit. I will be right back. Well, I'm not sure how much this helps, but if it was a little more plump, it would be easier to see. But along the outside here, all this area around here, the light from the top goes in. And this kind of larger area would be where the younger Lithops was growing up inside the new set of leaves. It's not actually a younger Lithops, it's the same one. Just the new set of leaves growing up inside would be coming up into here. This is kind of a hole, concave just a little bit. And that would be filled with the new set of leaves, kind of like a little womb. And then you have this thick outer, you can see this really thick outer edge here, which is its thick membrane that's lined with all of the cells that absorb the chlorophyll that come through the top. And there's a lot of really interesting studies on these guys about their windows, and at first they thought that the windows were to let in light and help chlorophyll production, etc., but there's been some studies where they actually taped over the windows and the plants absorbed just as much light. And then there's some studies that suggest it actually filters the light, so it's not so bright. And but none of them are super conclusive, but it's really interesting. The common just, oh, it's a window so that the plant can get more light, is not necessarily true, where it's still under investigation. But these cells on the outside have a lot of chlorophyll in them, so when the light comes through, they're the ones that process that through photosynthesis and deal with the chlorophyll. Alrighty, well, I don't know what else really too much to tell you about these guys. They're not really if I couldn't find a flashlight, so I'm using my old phone here. And you know how if you put them together like this, when they're whole and you shine a light down through their bodies, if they're a healthy, alive plant, they will kind of light up and glow, which this is not a healthy plant and it's not glowing very much. But depending on the variety, some are brighter than others, but it's just a fun trick that you can try. But it doesn't really help you see anything on the camera, I don't think. It helps me here see all the layers, but it just looks like a bright glob of light to me through the viewfinder. So we'll just not do that for now. But anyways, that's what the insides of these guys look like and what you can expect if you have one that has died from the roots and is just slowly dying up. This is probably a lot what it will look like. So anyways, may the poor little Lithops rest in peace. I will give it a good burial. And we will say farewell for now. I will talk to you guys soon, and happy growing.